What's up guys, welcome back once again. So friends, the name of the film that is going to explain today is Invisible Girl. So in the beginning of the movie, we see a meteoroid that is moving fast towards the Earth. He can come to our Earth at any time and then the scene shifts. After that, we see a man named Al, who stands in the middle of the sea near a big ship. Actually, he had to take some of the ship's stuff, for which he had brought a small boat with him. But the stuff of the old man is 1 ton, he has to take it 1 ton, and the boat he brought can only carry 600 kilograms of stuff. Now the old man asks the owner of the small boat to give him some money, please get some more stuff. But he doesn't agree, after which the old man gets an idea in his mind. He asks the owner of the big ship to get 1 ton of stuff on the boat. But don't tell him that this is only 600 kilograms of stuff. The owner of the ship agrees and puts a ton of stuff on the small boat. And we see the result of this man's cunning in the future. The boat sinks because the stuff is too much on it. Along with that, the whole stuff sinks. But the owner of the small boat and the owl come to the shore in the same way and save their lives. Now the boat that sank, instead of that, let the owl pay. But he didn't even have a penny in his pocket. He exchanges his car with the owner of the boat because he doesn't have any option. Well, from here, OL goes to a bank where he meets his childhood friend Svetlana, who works as a cashier in that bank. OL says that he needs a loan, but when Svetlana listens to the loan amount, she gets shocked because OL was asking for a loan of $1 million. Svetlana tells him that no one will give you such a big loan unless you have good security. Now OL gets very upset, but Svetlana tells him that she will introduce him to her dad. Maybe he can help you. So here I tell you that they love each other a lot. That's why Svetlana helps OL. After this, Svetlana sits in OL's car and leaves for her house. Here we see Svetlana's family, which is quite big. Now everyone in her family has their own dreams. Like his father, whose name is Brothers, wants his whole family to live with him and wants to be his lead theater artist. His son, whose name is Lick, wants to go to the army, but he is an asthma patient, because of which he gets rejected every time. Now the youngest daughter in the family, Shasha, has to grow up quickly so that she can do all the work like all the kids do. They move forward, now Al talks to Brothers and tells him about their problem. He says that I need a little help from you. In return I will give you some commission. But Browse says that people like you first take loans and then do not pay it off with someone else's security. After which the bank people trouble decent people like us. Now Browse says that he starts going from there and we see that the meteorites are coming to Earth. It is very close and that's when it falls into the house of Browse. As if there is a big pit there. Everyone runs out of the house, but they see that such meteorites are falling in the whole city. Then Svetlana remembers that his grandfather was buried under that meteoroid. Everyone runs inside the house immediately and take grandfather out of there. After this, Al says to everyone that we should find the meteoroid so that we can sell it and earn some money. After that, everyone agrees and starts looking for it. But even after a lot of digging, he doesn't find it. Because of which everyone gets tired and go to sleep. But Al doesn't give up because he has a loan on him. He keeps looking for it. He finally finds the meteoroid. But in the meantime, grandfather calls Al and tells him that it's time for me to go. Now after saying this, they go there and see this. Al gets a little sad. He has to think about how he will tell his family about this. But Al goes to Svetlana with courage and tries to pick him up, but she was so tired that she doesn't even get up to pick him up again and again. And then Lee comes there and takes Al with him. Here we see that meteoroid liquid has formed. The liquid is said to have been accidentally kicked by Dad and dropped, which has spread throughout the house. Now friends, here we get to know about a twist. Due to the spread of that meteoroid, most people in the house had different types of supernatural powers, like Shasha had become Superman and could break everything. The Lita was flying in the air and now Svetlana has the power to be invisible. And seeing all this, the whole family is very happy and shocked. In the meantime, they find out one more thing, that if they stay together, then this power will work, otherwise this power will stop working. That means they will have to stay within 20 meters of the distance if they want to use this power. Now all goes to the doctor with Leela and Sasha so that they can check if there is any problem in their body. But after checking the doctor, they say that it is nothing like that. It is absolutely fit and fine. Now after coming home, everyone is having dinner together, and then all says, why don't we use this power and earn some money? It will be very beneficial to us, and we can also become very rich. But Mr. Bros ignores this thing. Then comes the lick that tells everyone that he has found out about his power. He tells everyone that he can talk to animals now. For which he goes to his dog. And when he barks, Leek understands his language very easily. That night we also see All, who is trying to turn an iron rod. But he can't turn that rod. Now everyone had this power, but he had no power. Thinking this, he gets very sad. He feels very bad. While he was the one who found the meteoroid. Next morning we see Mr. Bros, who is doing the toilet. During that time he takes a deep breath, and suddenly he comes out of the house. That means he also had his powers with him, with which he could travel anywhere. And after a while, Mr. Bros takes everyone to the lake, where everyone tries their powers. Everyone is very happy, and then All says to everyone, why don't we loot a bank? By using his power, and it will be very beneficial for us. Friends, All wanted to return the money somehow, that's why he was giving such ideas. But his boss Svetlana doesn't like anything special, because of which she refuses All. All gets very angry with him and starts going from the car. But Svetlana goes into his car and sits down, and both of them leave. But then suddenly a man's car comes and stops in front of him. You will remember that we saw a big ship at the beginning of the story whose owner All had promised that he would deliver his 1 ton of goods safely to his place. But he drowned him. He is the same man who had that stuff, and All had promised him that he would return his $1 million stuff. He had not returned his money yet. He calls Don All in his car and asks him when he is giving him his $1 million, or he can sell his organs to China. All gets scared after hearing all this and asks for a week's time to return the money. At the same time, Svetlana listens to all this and agrees to rob the bank. In the next scene, we see All and Svetlana going to a bungalow with their brothers so that he gets a little greedy after seeing them, and they agree to rob the bank. But Mr. Brosh is like the principal Narayan of Gurkul, whose principles are everything, even if there is a fire in the back, but the fire should not be extinguished. Well, let's move ahead. Now from here, Atlanta blackmails him a little emotional, so that she starts crying and tells her dad that I have not asked you anything until today. This is the first and last thing I am asking you. Please agree. Because of his emotional harassment, and the brothers get stuck and say yes. Now when the brothers come home, they gather everyone and tell them all about looting the bank. And he tells them that we just have to sit in a car, the rest will do the work, he will be invisible and go inside the bank and come back with the money without any problem. Now this was their very easy plan to loot the bank. Now at night, All is in the garden where he tries to pick up a cup without touching it. And he picks it up, but then the invisible Svetlana comes and picks it up, which again cuts off. And now the next day, everyone says that they want to show this power to the public, but All refuses, but after a while he agrees, because he needs these people. They all go to a theater where they show their powers to a director so that he can earn a lot of money. Well, in the next scene we see that one night, All also finds out that he has also got superpower. Finally. In which he can take out water from his fingers. Wow, what a power! Now friends, the whole family goes to a funeral agent. Actually, the grandfather's last wish is that his funeral be very good, because of which he came to this agent. Now after this, OL and Sasha go for dinner together. But their OL is told by some goons to be very bad, because of which Sasha gets very angry and she uses her powers to teach them a lesson. Her back turns red. Now finally the time comes for the bank to rob, and everyone stands in front of the bank. And whatever was to be done by Svetlana, as we know. She becomes invisible, but her clothes are still visible. So she takes off her clothes and then goes inside the bank with all of them. This is a very funny scene. Finally, she knows the codes and passwords of the lockers in the bank. But then a police car starts pushing the car outside, which removes their range, and the police starts to see the police. As I told you that it is necessary to stay close to use the Unco powers. And this trouble comes out of the car and brings everyone together in a range, which makes the police invisible again, and after a while, they come back in the car and sit down without taking money, because the police came out and stops everyone one by one. In the meantime, the brothers disappear from there. But the police comes to their car and doesn't say anything and let them go. Well, after a while, the brothers call Svetlana and tells her that they don't know where they have disappeared. From there, some police officers open the gate of their van and we see Mr. Brothers in it. Means that he disappeared and reached the police van. Means that this guy can disappear and reach anywhere. But after some gambling, Al gets rid of the police. Now friends, Al shouts at everyone when he reaches home. He says that it takes a lot of work to rob a bank. If we do this, we will never be able to rob a bank. You are a number one fool. That's when Lita tells that she has a show in the theater tomorrow. And Al says that we will divert everyone to Lita tomorrow and go to rob the bank in the dark of the night. The scene shifts, and we see the theater scene where a lot of people had come. And Svetlana's family offered him $1 million and he finally agreed and returned the body. But the agent here had a little doubt on these people.